408 dropped their new album Over the Edge.
What a great band, man. We've been covering 408 for a minute now. We covered their last record. I feel like we covered a single here or there from this new album, but largely honestly missed it. And then all of a sudden the album was here. And I was like, we love 408 here. We got to chat about the new album. Just a very solid pop punk band. The thing that ultimately gravitated me towards them with their last record was the massive TikTok push. They were all over my feed at the time, and very strong songs with very catchy choruses is what caught my attention to the band. And this is just an extension of that. Although I do feel like with this album, it's a slight maturity in terms of the lyricism and what's being said on the record, and also instrumentally the songs are still pop punk but feel like they are matured in a sense, like not so much like the 2000s pop punk that was kind of done with the last record. This feels like a more modern take on that. Which, it's still 408. It's still what I expected them to do, but like I said, a little bit more mature, modern version of that, which I think is awesome. I'm really digging the album. I really dig 20 something as well as Incomplete with Rivals. I think that Kaylee's vocals really adds to the song, creates like this haunting vibe, which is what I've been enjoying with the new Rival stuff, is that very like dark pop-esque sound. So her bringing that to the table really adds to the song. Second Chances with TX2 is fucking dope. Seeing the TX2 feature on the album was fucking awesome. But Delusional, I really dig the opening track. And then they've got at the tail end, the album technically ends with Blurry, but there are 3 songs at the end, which are the songs that have features without the features on it, which I do think is cool. It's always something that I'm curious about when there's a song with a feature on an album. What would it sound like without the artist on there? And instead of having to wait or potentially never hear it, they just smacked it at the end of the album, which I thought was awesome. I definitely think that each of the features brought something to the table with the songs that the original versions don't necessarily have, which makes them unique. But it is super cool to kind of see what the song was before the other artist was brought to the table. Overall, very cool. And the 408 version, the band's version of the featured songs, not something you see every day. Typically it's the other way around, where the song comes out and then they throw an artist on the song afterwards. So don't know in what order it was done, but cool nonetheless.
Exactly.
Very, very cool album. Stoked.
Damn straight. I'm very happy you brought up the 408 versions, because those were actually some of my favorite tracks off of the record. I do like the features, but me personally, I'm more of just a standard. I like just the band straight up. And then some songs I feel like the features do help.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the middle track Girl Last Summer. That was one that stood out to me when I was listening. I thought that one was just really fucking good. And I think you're right. I think it's just a good mature take on just the classic pop punk sound. It's a fucking awesome listen. It is something that came and went as I was listening to it. I feel like it started and then it was just over in like a fucking blink of an eye. I would have preferred it if it was a little bit longer, like 2 or 3 tracks, but I'd rather miss it and want to re-listen to it than complain and go, this fucking album
Went on
is
too long. Yeah.
It's overstayed its welcome. So I mean, this is a win. This is a win. I wanted more songs and I'm not getting any more songs, so that's fine. Overall, I think it's a really fucking good record. Yeah, solid.
Hell yeah. They're going to be hitting Warped Tour, all 3 dates of Warped Tour. No other dates currently announced, but if you're going to the Warped Tour dates, they'll be there. So definitely peep it.